If a man can't spend $75 or $100 on a first date, he just shouldn't be dating.
I go on a date with a female and the bill comes and I look at it and I say, it was so good to see you and everything. She don't pick up the bill and she said, oh, you're not gonna pay for it? I said, what? Drizzle, I'm not gonna pay.
Apparently, things didn't go as she expected and seems like he lost his way back to the table after using the toilet. Maybe she doesn't do 50-50, now she got the full. You're a big, strong, independent woman, right? Not surprised. Must have seen the type of videos you post. Smart man. As soon as she said, a man has to pay all of my bills he ran for his life. Congrats on an average male experience. Let me guess, you said you don't do 50-50, so you get the full. If this scenario is true, it shows the reason why there is no need to go to an expensive dinner on the first date. Why would you want to spend a lot of money to eat with someone you have never met before? Someone you aren't sure you will get along with, like in this case where the guy left without finishing his meal. But at least he won't pay for it, she will finish her food and pay the bill. We need to understand that if a girl is interested, she wouldn't mind to get a coffee. Things probably didn't go well at all and he couldn't finish his steak, but the good thing about this situation is that it will serve as a teaching moment. She will take note to avoid similar situations in the future. He is either in his soft guy era and wasn't willing to pay the full bill, or the date was so bad that he couldn't be there any longer and the only way out was pretending to use the toilet and then vanish.
Next, we have a guy who is paying 90% of the bills, but he is clearly not happy with that arrangement.
When you guys go out, who pays for the dates?
Mostly him.
Always him, but
When do you pay?
groceries.
When it's really important, necessities, sometimes.
Like,
Groceries and
Occasionally.
the electric bill. The electric bill?
so you cover the electric bill for sure.
Yeah, I do.
$60, $70.
Don't
Maybe-
lie,
maybe
don't
like
lie. It's
max
100 plus. It's 100 plus. He's a capper.
Like he covers everything else?
Yeah.
Okay. So if he's covering 90% of the bills, what else do you bring to the table?
She's gorgeous.
Love and genuine loyalty, and it's not all about money.
You consider you guys a traditional couple?
Been together for 3 years. We met naturally. I don't see why not.
But the question is, if the roles were reversed, do you think that this relationship would last?
If roles were reversed, that's a good question. I'll have to think about it.
I know she pays for everything just by her body language. What's wrong with the man providing? I don't see love. Body language speaks louder. People don't know what traditional means anymore. Women are not meant to financially attend to male partners. If that were the case, males would not be able to expect submission from the partner. When it all comes down, males have to choose one. Either financial adequacy or pass on submission. If they are happy with their arrangement, I wish them all the best, but I have a question. What does she do with her money? Assuming that both of them work full-time and make a substantial amount, and if he is covering 90% of the bill, what happens with her money after she pays the remaining 10%? Will she be saving while he spends his money covering their expenses? If this is the case, it explains why a lot of guys are taking soft guy era seriously, because I don't understand why he should take that much financial load when she is also working. If she wasn't working or maybe doing a part-time job, the conversation would be different, but the fact that she is literally saving while he spends is not a good deal in my opinion. It was interesting to me when she said she is bringing genuine loyalty. I thought this is something they should do by default. I didn't know they would want to get a prize for it. This is similar to a man telling his partner that he will work while they are together. It doesn't make sense because he is supposed to do that.
In the next clip, we're going to see a clear example of modern women's entitlement.
Okay, so let me know if I'm wrong. I was supposed to go on a date today. In fact, I just pulled over because I'm like, I don't know if I want to go anymore. He pushed back the time twice and he said, hey, sorry, Like, can we push it back, like, 30 minutes? Traffic is crazy. And he said, food's on me to make up for it. Huh? This is the first date, mind you. First date. We're supposed to go to a museum and then out to eat. And I'm like, okay, it was my assumption. I did assume this man would be paying for dinner. And he said, food's on me to make up for it. I just don't think this is the type of guy I want to go out with, like, dead ass. So I think I'm finna go home. He just messaged me. Hold on. Yeah, he just said, let me know if you want to reschedule. Totally okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to take a rain check. Like, for never. This was not worth putting on my makeup. And like, it's the first date. Sure, I can cover my half. I will come with my own half. But if you want me to take you seriously, you're paying.
I truly understand her. First date should be cover, period. There is difference between a giver and a taker. Some people are just takers. Take note. The man should pay on the first date because he asked you, but if you continue to go on dates with a man and try to build a relationship with him, then the woman should offer to pay at the least to show that she isn't there just for the free meal or activity. This is the result of being fed a Disney fantasy for so long that now she believes that she is a princess and everyone should serve her. It got to the point where modern women think they are entitled to a stranger's money. For some reason, she was conditioned to believe that men must pay for a date, and her belief explains her shock when he suggested the food would be on him to make up for the delay. She was surprised because she thought that it was something he should have done anyway, regardless of whether he was late or not. But if we are all equal, they should change this type of mindset because it contradicts equality principles. She better start keeping some money on the side for future dates, because guys are well aware that some modern women use dates as a free meal opportunity, and we are slowly cutting this source of free food.
We have another woman who has never offered to pay on a date because she believes that her presence is enough.
I want you to at least offer to pay for things.
Really?
I'm not gonna let you. I'm most likely not gonna let you pay for it.
What's
But
most
just
likely
offer.
mean though?
Maybe on like the 10th dinner, I'll be like, yeah, you can get this one if she offers. I'll go, you sure? If you want to, okay, I don't mind.
Is it a red flag if a girl doesn't offer?
After a certain amount of dates, yes.
Oh my god.
I would say if she doesn't even offer by the third date, I would say it's a bit of a red flag.
Oh no, I have a red flag.
You don't even offer?
I've never offered.
What?
I'm on the date with you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You got chose, okay? You're not just the grand prize. I'm trying to invite you into a wonderful life that you could get to live if you so choose to be with me.
Yes.
That is the prize, okay?
Man always pays for the first one. After that, she should offer or insist every once in a while. For the girl that just expects it, it always ends the same way. Women like this really act like beauty ain't common. If she don't even wave her hand over her purse, run. Whoever asks for the date pays it. If it's her idea, she pays and vice versa. Why do women act like they are the prize? The idea of being the prize is fooling modern women, and this is how they lose a good man. It's evident that she believes that her presence is enough, and this mindset comes from those who think they are the table. But the best part is that this behavior will not fly with a confident man who knows his value and is well aware of what he brings to the relationship. The guy on the podcast said it well, a woman should at least offer to pay after a few dates, otherwise, it will show her real intentions, because any woman who has true feelings for her partner will also be willing to do things for him once in a while. She wouldn't mind paying for a date sometimes.
It's good to have requirements, but it becomes interesting when it gets out of order, which is the case of the woman in the next video. Seems like she needs help.
He just shouldn't be dating. If a man wants to take you on a walk or go for coffee on the first date, say no thanks and move on.
This is starting to look bad for some of y'all. There's a healthy amount of shame that everyone should have that keeps them from saying things that sound a little weird, and I don't think some of y'all have enough of that shame. It's getting to the point where this just sounds like begging to me. Like, I get it. It's completely understandable for a woman to want a man that's financially stable. But you're making it a stipulation where he can't even date you unless he spends 75 to 100 on a date. And if it's a date where you get coffee and go on a walk, the woman is obligated to say no. Like, what if she likes coffee and going on walks? Like, how broke and needy do you have to be to require men that you don't know, that you're meeting for the first time, to spend a minimum amount of money on you for a first date? The women who think like this are just carelessly showing the world how broke but ironically money focused they are, and I would hope you have a little bit more shame and self-respect than that.
This is why there are so many passport brothers. Imagine going on a date a week. Most first dates don't go beyond that. That's over $5,000 per year on strangers. Invest that on something worthwhile. Honestly, if a woman was happy to go for a walk on the beach with a drink in hand for a date, I would be the happiest guy ever. Guaranteed. If asked, she would say I don't care how much money he makes. When a guy likes a girl, he tries to impress her. If he's choosing low investment dates like coffee, he's not that interested, or he's dating multiple girls. One thing is to look for a financially stable partner, but another thing is to require a guy to spend a certain amount of money on the first date. She should know that this is abnormal, and many guys are not willing to spend much when it comes to the first time they meet someone, especially those who are financially responsible, because they are well aware that first date is just a conversation with a stranger. Therefore, there isn't a need to spend much as we aren't sure of the outcome of it. The funny part is that she ignores the fact we might never see our date again, and it means that we will be $100 down, and if we calculate that over a certain period, we will be losing a substantial amount of money on people we barely know, and this is not a smart move. We don't want to spend much money on the first date because it doesn't make sense, not because we are poor. So, if she decides to cut off all the guys who aren't willing to spend $70 to $100 on the first date, she will lose her opportunity with a lot of guys who are well off financially.
Next, we're going to see why modern women don't like the soft guy era.
I go on a date with a female and the bill comes and I look at it and I say, it was so good to see you and everything. She don't pick up the bill and she said, oh, you're not going to pay for it? I said, what? Drizzle, I'm not going to pay for anything. That's giving me an ick. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you should be paying for the bill. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I got ready. Like, my suit cost like thousands of dollars. I got ready for you. My cologne cost a couple thousand. Like, I got ready and showed up. Like, I don't know what you're on, but I'm in my soft guy era. Drizzle. So I'm just trying to make sure that you understand that what's happening here is that you need to really put out. I don't know really what you have to offer. You could just say you're broke, but you could just say you're broke because I got a maid, I got a chef, I got an assistant. I don't really need a woman. So if you're broke, you can just say so, But I had to go ahead and block her. I was not going back home with her. If you're in your soft guy era, continue to be in your soft guy era because we are not lowering our standards. We will find someone who would do better.
I guess we both want a man. Reading the comments, I realized that brokies are getting nervous. Drizzle. What kind of man are you? What makes you a prize? This is what modern women don't like about the soft guy era. They can see themselves in the drizzle, and this is something they are not okay with. They are slowly realizing how ridiculous it sounds, and to be honest, I was surprised by their reaction because they should be the first group to support this trend as it's just a reflection of themselves. But at this point, we are well aware that only brokies are complaining about this trend, as those who are able to afford a king will not get mad with it. This is all for today's video. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe.